my brother-in-law half to death. Lost $20 on his football bet. But other than that...
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the South Texas TV studios alongside Junior Samples.
Yaksimash.
Talking about the unbelievable that happened in our country every day.
We got a list as long as my arm.
Wearing the shirt I got from B Small.
I'm wearing the shirt I got from my wife.
There you go.
My wife dresses me nice.
I'm glad B Small doesn't dress you. That's good. That would be a little weird. He and I go way on the way back.
I don't know. If I got a shirt from B Small, it would say WWJ with a small RS.
Right. What would Junior do?
Or say.
Right. Good.
What would Junior say?
Solid point.
He started that.
Probably something inappropriate.
More than likely.
Welcome to the program. I'd like to thank you guys. I think we should have sound. We should be good. Everything should be fine. I believe.
I know we're on the air because the radio over there is playing us.
We are on the air.
Let's check Facebook.
Welcome to the South Texas TV studios. Glad to have you folks in. It's always good to have you in the South Texas TV studios. And like I said, with Junior Samples here, we're starting the program. Hope you guys are having a good day to get rolling on a Thursday. Going to be joined in a little while by Judge Zeller and Precinct 4 County Commissioner Kenneth Sexton. On the front end, I want to remind you, this Saturday, 11 to 2, Veracruz.
Yes.
Plate lunches. They're always good.
What they said they were $10 a piece?
I think it's $10 to throw.
$10 a piece. Don't hold us to that, but I think it was $10.
Yeah, it's $10. Victoria Northeast Little League fundraiser. They're going to the national championships in Albuquerque.
Those kids were out there bringing people into Cane's Chicken with signs and stuff.
Yep.
So they're really wanting to go.
Good kids learning the value of a buck, learning that if you promote yourself positively, that good things can happen. I think Little League as an organization is a fantastic outreach arm of parenting and volunteerism. It's a great organization.
As long as the parents stay out of it, right?
Well, or the board. As long as the board stays out of it. We're going to see more about that in the future. Can't wait to report on that. You'll want to reach out and support the Little League players, which is what it's really all about.
It's all about the kids.
This weekend, Saturday, be great. So get by there. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see who's checked in already. It's a busy crowd on a Thursday for sure. Marvin Mickish, Roy Gutierrez, David Glass. Brian Small says no sound. Brian Small, there is sound. Don't be such a turd. Patricia Nagel, good morning. Judge Posey, good morning, sir. Lisa Poole, Funky Trey Molina, and Will Vincent. Good morning, Will. Ash won't be back in until Monday.
You're stuck with me till then.
Yep. That's fine. I don't feel stuck at all. I'm proud to have you here.
I'm always glad to be in here with you, Brent. It's always so much fun.
Fun. Folks, the Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the great folks at 18 Deerland Feed, 76 degrees. Under sunny skies, it says mostly sunny, but they're sunny. It'll be sunny in no time, heading to a high of 96. Same for tomorrow.
Yep.
Same for Saturday.
Well,
little
same for the
hotter
next
on
week.
Sunday. Yeah, it's summertime.
Yep.
It's summer.
You know, they say global warming was just making it so hard to live. It was the high in 1956 for yesterday was 105. That's before they came up with heat index.
I saw one the other day that said that we had that May was the hottest month in 100,000 years.
Right.
I'm just trying to picture those.
Well, the planet
cavemen.
has a fever.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Al Gore, what a trip.
What did he do?
Nothing.
Oh, no, he's always talking about climate change.
Yeah, well, he's the one who came up with the business to sell global offsets.
Yeah.
And then says the world's got a fever, but you can buy these offsets and it'll make the world right.
Tell me about
Yeah, right.
So I got to thinking, there's Karen Murray, Bobby Leister, Diane Timmons. You did some research on this school board, what I now call school board debacle. I mean, I don't understand. I get it that the school board needs to replace somebody.
Right.
Does the school board, are they just immune to the voice of the public? Because if you're immune to the voice of the public, don't count on the voice of the public.
Especially when it comes time to hold out your hand and want money.
Our school board, with all the problems they've got, that they don't even deny, that they publicly address.
They've got a bad image.
Why, on God's green earth would our school board not say, hey, we want to get this right. I know we're only filling a term, but we want to get this right. Who do you folks? They should have run their own poll.
Exactly.
Once again, they show their arrogance by saying, we are better suited than you people.
We know better than you and the parents.
I don't understand how they run a post-selection poll. I didn't run this poll.
Nope.
Had I run it, I know it would have been 100%.
I saw it last night right before dinner time. It was on TV.
And who did it? Crossroads Today or Channel 25?
It was Channel 25, and they said, do you think that they chose the right person? 76% said no.
Now, wait. Are you being responsible? I'm just talking politics now. Do you think that totally ignoring the pre-selection poll and now not making a change right now after the post-selection poll, remember when they brought in an assistant superintendent who was like, I don't know, rolling back car odometers or whatever he was doing? You've got to listen to your constituents or you won't be there next time.
You know, that's the point. You're up for election here pretty quick too. You know, you'll probably, so what, every 2 years?
Every 2 years. So the vote goes 4 in the direction they went, and 2, Rick Jones.
Right.
B.J. Nelson.
Right.
Said, whoa, let's stand our ground here. The other 4
lost their minds. I mean, 76% of the people said, nah, chose the wrong one. I
don't get it.
You know, on the next school board, can they go in and or can we as the constituents and people of the city go into that school board meeting and go, you need to change your mind, or is it too late? She's already in.
Well, she's probably in. And
well, they swore her in. I saw her raising her right hand.
I don't know the lady. I just know the position. And you know, I mean, I'll admit it. I went and looked. Bridget.
I can't pronounce her last name.
Bridget Sutton Marshall. Is her name. And I went to...
Well, she teaches at VC, right?
Okay, so right away I get a leftist flag goes up. And then I went to her Facebook page, it's public.
Right.
And, you know, at one time her profile picture was Stacey Abrams.
Oh.
Flag. You know, and then, I mean, I'm sure she's a fine person. I'd love
Stacey Abrams or the lady?
No, I know Stacey Abrams is not. I would love to have Ms. Marshall on the air, 894-4020. Feel free. But I just don't understand. Wanting a position that nobody wants you to have.
Well, here's another thing. The city has spoken and told them, we are tired of your smack. And the smart thing to do was probably to have grabbed Emmett Alvarez because he's middle of the road.
Yeah, well, but yes. I mean, or Andy. Yeah, Andy Rokovich would have been fine as well.
Hey, my choice was Andy but I'm like him. Boy, he said it right. I am right of Rush Limbaugh and left of Jesus.
Yeah,
fantastic thought.
Absolutely. Hey, Carlos, come here real quick because we've got a full morning. Hit camera 1. Come over right here. Hit cut, and let's say hi to my buddy Carlos Salas. Hello, brother. What are you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man?
So I know you as a friend first, and then of course you own Dodge City Saloon,
right?
And you are part of the Crossroads Troubadours.
That's correct.
Tell us about the band. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so the Crossroads Troubadours, we've been around for about 5 or 6 years, and we started off.
What do you do? You sing bass and drive the van? What do you do?
Man, I wish I own the equipment, so they call me the leader, right?
The guy with the amp is the guy with the amp is the leader.
Right.
Come out of the garage. Come play for us.
We talked about that last night. They said you're our leader. I said I'm not your leader. I just got the equipment. So anyway,
there you go.
So I everybody in our band sings except for the drummer. That's kind of our concept. So I play guitar and sing. We have Frank Flores. He's guitars and sings. We have Mike DeSano. You know Mike,
I
right?
know Mike well,
yeah,
sure.
He's the nicest guy I know from Pittsburgh.
Fair.
Yeah.
Steelers fan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we have Dave Newman as well, and James Zamora. James Zamora was a drummer for High Risk back in the day.
Awesome.
What's your genre?
We play anything from Merle Haggard to Journey.
Oh,
So we
man.
play we cover
Depends on how many
talking to my
beers.
man.
It depends on how many beers the crowd buys them.
Yeah.
They start out singing Big City, but at the end of the night they might be singing,
More than a feeling.
faithfully.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Screaming faithfully at the top of their lungs.
Yeah, so actually, we just recently were fortunate enough to be sponsored by Ultra, Michelob Ultra.
Not Bud Light.
You know what? If it's Bud Light, I'll drink it.
Bud Light sales down over at Dodge City?
What's that?
Are Bud Light sales down at Dodge City?
I think Bud Light
That's a
sales.
yes, folks. That's a yes. He's just not. He's not one to get in trouble with Glazers or whoever. That's
No, it's Del Papa.
Del
Distributing.
Papa.
Del
Del
Papa.
Papa doesn't care. They don't care. They got so much money. They don't care.
So no, so we're playing at Kicks. We have a concert tonight from 7 to 8. Del Papa's sponsored as well.
Fantastic.
They're bringing a ton of beer to give away as sampling. So it's a free concert. Just bring a lawn chair and a koozie, and that's all you need. The official after party is, of course, at Dodge City Saloon.
Absolutely. That's why you're the leader. Tell us about.
Got a key to the bar.
No, wait. Where is the concert?
The concert is in the Kicks parking lot on North Star Drive, right down the street from Dodge City, in the
Oh yeah, I know where you're
in
at.
the little cul-de-sac.
And what is Kicks? What is
Kicks 108.
Oh, a radio.
Kicks
station.
108 radio station.
We don't know them. We're here
We
at
don't know
Magic.
them.
We're here at
We're
Magic
just-
95.9, the
And-
mothership of Tejano. We don't know anything about no Kicks.
And it's part of Town Square. They have a JP and Ingrid in the morning.
I'm
and-
playing. There's some
yeah,
great folks
There's
over
some
there.
great folks.
We're just having a good time. Ingrid, don't cut my tires. Well, 7 to 8.
7 to 8 in the parking lot. And so what's cool about that building is where the sun sets, that whole area is just shaded.
Shaded.
Yeah. So I went to see Rick Evans last month, the Rick Evans band, and it was a night. It was
And that
very
is
nice.
what night?
Tonight.
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 Folks, 7 to 8.
Why would
there
they
you
do
go.
it on a Thursday night?
They've always done them on Thursday nights. This has been going on for probably about 5 years.
They've got to play at the Toyota Center tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
No, actually, tomorrow we're playing at Froggy's for their third anniversary.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Come on out, support
I like
local
Froggies.
musicians, support the Crossroads Troubadours, have a good time. Go by and tell those folks from Kicks that Wade and Carter sent you.
Appreciate
Go by
it, guys.
Hey, for sure, brother. You doing okay?
I'm doing good. Last time I saw you, we got sick in Cabo.
That's true. It's true. It wasn't anybody's fault.
All right, thanks a
Hey,
lot, guys.
have a great day.
You're supposed
Thank
to drink the drink before the ice melts.
Awesome. We'll see you, brother.
Hey, I'm
That's
actually
Carlos
getting
Salas
know how to
tonight.
run the boards here.
Tonight, Crossroads Troubadours. That ought to be fun. Kicks parking lot, right down the street from Dodge City. Then you can just walk right over to Dodge City, and continue the evening. Good for them. So, what do you make of? You and I were talking the other day. We can talk more about school board later, but I just have to feel like I
Well, the
have to
biggest
feel like this wasn't a win for the school board. I'm
No, it
just
was not.
saying it was
No.
for example, I adore Mike Mercer. I believe Mike
I
Mercer's
don't
a
know him
good
personally.
guy. I know him very personally. I think he's a great guy. I think he's 100% invested in this in every way possible for the students. And he's a fine Christian guy. I like him. How would Mike Mercer spin this to me as a positive, other than we checked a couple of boxes, we kept some diversity on the board,
right.
and, other than the politically correct garbage, how do you spin this to where I go, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Why not get a guy on there? Forget that Andy Rokovich volunteered. Get a guy on there like Emmett Alvarez, who's
Exactly.
been challenging you for years over your fiscal policy,
Exactly.
and say, all right, come look underneath the skin of the onion and let's try to work this out together. There is no chance that a professor at a junior college
Especially
is more qualified
You know darn
than
well
Emmett.
she's a liberal.
Oh, of course she's liberal.
You know she's liberal. You just come on.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
Not to change gears, but the elephant in the room, and I sit at the house during lunch watching it, was Hunter Biden. His plea deal fell through, and he pled not guilty.
He's an idiot. Here's what I can't figure out, and this is just the hypocrisy that drives me nuts. You got the left. They spend all their time talking about gun confiscation,
Here it comes.
gun control, common sense laws, background checks, pre-checks, and then they just go, meh. So Hunter lied on his application.
It's a
Who
little
cares?
cocaine. Who cares?
Who cares if Hunter's on drugs and lies on his application? We don't care.
Now I'm going to play
That's
devil's
because
advocate.
they
here.
are so in bed.
I'm going to.
Please do.
I got
want
to
the
thinking
devil's
about this. This Hunter guy, I absolutely feel totally sorry for Hunter Biden. His father has used him as political fodder and deflection. He's used him to make millions of dollars with foreign countries that could have slit his throat. And no wonder the dude's got a cocaine addiction. He's been abused like a redheaded stepson.
Yeah, I believe that. I can go with that.
I feel for him, man. You know, no wonder he's got mental problems. The
They
biggest
act
problem
like
I
he's
got with
18
him
years
is
old. What is he, 45?
yeah. He's way younger than us. But the biggest problem I got, and the military guys will know this, he went into the service and he disgraced the uniform. Okay, the one thing that when you go through boot camp, they just don't give you your uniform. You earn each piece throughout boot camp, and they tell you do not disgrace the uniform.
Hunter Biden's 53
that ear just
years
burns me.
old.
How much?
He's 53 years old. We act like he's a kid running around at a college frat party. This guy's just a lifelong degenerate turd.
His jail cell needs to be in a basement somewhere.
I don't get it. And the left just
Falls all over him. I mean, it's God.
B. Small says I'm over liking because I'm liking the comments because I'm just trying to say hi that I'm acknowledging people being here. But now that Brian's kind of like our producer from afar, let me throw in here right now. Let's take a break. I'll give you the Astros minute. We got a lot to cover before the judge and Kenneth Sexton get in here. I'm looking forward to that. Folks, Allen's Record Service, 578-6300. Reach out to Allen next time you have a towing need. Don't forget, this time of year, Allen would want you to know they can give you a jump. But be advised that the heat of the summer is harder on your car's battery than the winter.
Absolutely.
Go get your battery checked. I need a insert battery sponsor here. I need a place to refer people. I don't have it. Go buy Allen's Record Service. That's an offer. That's an offer to sell you a battery. The VCS companies for all your communication needs. I saw Miss Jennifer Hartman the other day at HEB, and she said, tell everybody hi, and thanks for using the VCS companies for all these years. For all your communication needs. Chestic Furniture, Bobby Leon and his family.
I've worked for Bobby for years.
Taking care of you and yours for
good guy.
100 years. Let Bobby Leon and Chestic Furniture show you why you just always do better at Chestic. Veracruz coming off a Thursday. Whenever you can repose until Keno gets here, but then you'll be here and Kenneth will be here. Coming off a Caldo Wednesday, Veracruz has their full menu up. I will be having lunch there, and that's for Kenneth. I'll be having lunch there tomorrow. Kenneth's 6'4".
Oh, is he?
Yeah, don't mess with my stuff. AJ's detailing. AJ wants you to come in.
Don't make me smack you.
AJ wants you to come in and let him detail your car. So, let me give the Astros update. I'm going to tell you one that a lot of people will laugh. Astros last night just get pummeled 13-5. Pitching fell apart. It was nice to have Yordan Alvarez and Jose Altuve back on the field. Alvarez picked up where he left off, was on base 3 times. Got hit in the shoulder once. That rankled some people. They're playing for the silver boot. The Astros lead the series after last night 6-4. They won 2 out of 3 in this home series. Really no bragging room at all for the Rangers. And yet the Rangers act like they've conquered the mountain because they're 2 games up in the West after this weekend. I don't know of I was an Astros fan for so long and went through so many bad seasons. And even seasons where we were close but we weren't that good and all that. And I just liken the Rangers and their fans. They're kind of like the Aggies. They're down 6-4 in the season series. They're down 2-1 in this current series, and they're chirping and coming out on the field and throwing at people and talking smack. And the next thing you know, to me, they just look trashy. They're a trashy bunch. They are a talented bunch. They can get hits in bunches, but they don't have the character to win. And when it's all said and done, the Astros will win the American League West. And I do believe that the Rangers put fuel on their fire last night by acting like idiots. So Astros lose 13-5. I don't understand the logic of coming in, talking smack. You've never won anything, and yet you're talking trash to the Astros. I don't get it. So Astros Update was brought to you by First State Bank of Louise, the friendliest bank anywhere. You can walk in there. They've been winning for years, and they won't talk bad to you. They'll be sweet to you. Go on into First State Bank of Louise. Tell them that Wade and Carter sent you. Right now, you're getting a free backpack, perfect in time for school. Open a check. Tell you what, go in there and open a checking account or a savings account for your child. Put $50 in it and get that kid a backpack.
What happened to the toaster?
How about that? Toasters are old school.
You think so?
Yeah.
I need a good toaster.
Now, B. Small says, coming from a team who blatantly cheated to win a championship, wow. Okay, I'll throw this back to you, Aggie. The reality of that is, even if they did cheat, at least they won the championship. The idea of the whole game was the Boston Red Sox admitted to doing the same thing. The Los Angeles Dodgers admitted to doing the same thing. The New York Yankees filed court petitions to keep from having to admit, to keep Major League Baseball from exposing that they did the same thing. Brian's referring to the cheating, the modern day cheating. Used to, you stole signs from second base, let your guy know he's throwing a fastball. Nowadays, they were doing it on camera, which was legal. And the Astros were communicating, allegedly, by a kid was hitting a trash can in the dugout, boom, 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 when it was going to be a certain pitch. Is it cheating? Yeah. There's an old adage in baseball, if you're not cheating, you're not competing.
Wait a minute. So they figured out the other team's signals, and then they're telling the other team that they're translating?
Yeah.
That's not cheating. That's if you're dumb enough to let somebody figure out your signals.
True story.
Come on.
But
I don't like baseball
as it went
or
on,
sports.
That became a big deal. And the difference is nobody alleges that the Astros were alone in this
they just
debacle.
won.
They just won. They said we the ones
they were just better at it.
And all of baseball should be thrilled that they did it at the expense of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So,
that's why liberals don't like conservatives when we do the same thing they do, because we're beating them at their own game.
Right. And the Astros have won it. They're going back to 2017 to complain and whine at a time when they were 45 games out. So who cares what the Rangers think about anything? But right now they're on top of the American League West, and they think they have something going. And my wife just adds in, there's Dawn Nicole, the lovely and talented. She says, that Simeon kid has a horrible attitude. Yes, he's just he's one at-bat from being deported, and he's got a terrible attitude. I'm telling you. That guy was out there talking smack. To get Martin Maldonado, who's our catcher,
right,
to get him riled up takes a lot. Maldonado is a master of working our pitchers, keeping them calm, doing all the things he does, and then you turn around and all of a sudden Simeon's showing him up. A guy hit a home run, and Simeon's in between. There's a guy behind him, and they're reaching around Martin to give each other five, and Martin's like, get off me, man. And then the umpires decided that ceremonially they needed to eject two players. So they ejected Martin and the Simeon guy. But the Simeon kid's a clown. I mean, Martin can put on 2 rings and 2 more rings from the ALCS
right,
and just pummel him. So it's a little frustrating. But back to the little bank that can. Get by and see First State Bank of Louise and know that they support the Astros win or lose just like we do here at Wade and Carter. So what else were we going to talk about? It's on our list.
Yeah, it's on the list here.
Yeah, what's on the list?
When we learn to read.
Yeah, I can't read. There were some things. Oh, did you see Mitch McConnell yesterday?
Oh, yeah, he took a total spark out. He vapor locked right there at this podium.
I don't understand what happened. Of course, I've got no love for Mitch McConnell. He's a
The
rhino.
turtle.
He's from Kentucky.
He's 81 years old and needs
Yeah.
to go home and pet a grandkid.
Aside from basketball, when was the last time you heard anything out of the state of Kentucky that mattered?
Whiskey?
I mean, whiskey. Okay, Tennessee, Kentucky. Other than that, Kentucky is an inconsequential state. I don't understand Mitch McConnell hanging around the Senate for all these years. He's 80, that's back-to-back losers. 81 years this guy's been hanging around, and very, very frustrating.
I saw the best meme the other day.
But he vapor locked, Junior.
He did.
He went,
He just shut it down
We've
for
had
like
some-
18 seconds.
we're really close to working out the NDA. We had some really good bipartisan work. He goes, 19 seconds. 19 seconds. He
Yeah.
just stood there.
His doctor grabbed him and took him back in the back office and slapped him, I guess. I don't know.
Another senator who happened to be a doctor
Yeah.
said, Senator, do you have anything else you want to say at this time? And he goes, and they took him to his office. Then he came back and sloughed it off like it was no big deal.
okay.
He should have. He should have at least come back and said, "Hey, man, I don't know what happened there. I'm going to go to the doctor after this. It's stressful doing what I do.
I had a stroke.
I can't feel my left side, but I think I had a stroke." But he told this reporter, "I'm fine. I'm fine, Jack. You want to do some push-ups? I mean, it works for Joe Biden, so why not try it?" At least he didn't try to ride a bike after that.
Oh, yeah. Or to run the country.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my gosh. I saw the best meme the other day. You talk about Kentucky. It showed C-3PO and R2-D2 standing there, and he says, "R2, where are we?" And then he says, "I think we're in Kentucky." Next thing you know, they're a moonshine still. It's the best meme ever. I'll show it to you
I don't
later.
get it. I mean, I don't get where the folks in Kentucky keep electing this guy. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing as John Cornyn. You have these like celebrity representatives and Congress folks like AOC. There's nobody's going to beat AOC, and she's a clown dog.
I don't think she
She's-
can even get a boyfriend to beat her.
No, she's a clown, and I can't understand. I can't understand why we do what we do.
Well, first of all, we don't, because this section of the world has got some semblance of sanity. We got to watch it because it's a slippery slope. But up north, it's a fraud, y'all.
And I do find myself wondering, like, if you say Ted Cruz or John Cornyn, I'm Ted Cruz all
I'll
the
take
way.
Cruz every day.
But Cruz has his own set of issues and can't seem to get out of his own way.
Well,
I mean,
what was he doing the other day? He went. Oh, he's building more bridges over the border to ease the proper installation of people coming across. He's putting in for more bridges to be built.
that's crazy, Tom.
I don't know.
Well, let's see. What else did I have here? I had some great stuff.
Sinead O'Connor died at 56.
I stopped short of saying good riddance.
Yeah,
but
another weirdo going.
it is what it is.
I looked at my wife yesterday. I said, "Why?" They didn't say why she died or nothing. You know, she was mental. She admitted having mental issues.
Yeah.
She ripped up a picture of the Pope on Saturday Night Live because of the stuff that was going on with the kids and the Pope, and then just totally lost her stuff and you never heard from her again. And now we're talking about her because she died.
You know the lady that's got a tough job is that, what's that, she looks like buckwheat. What's her name? Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre.
She has a tough job, folks, because she has to take what the left does and spin it every day to make
No,
it
she
look like
doesn't.
news.
She just
Well, she
defers it
doesn't.
to the proper
Yeah,
the proper
I have
channels.
no comment on that. That's a personal. Everything's a personal matter for the Bidens. Oh, Mr. Biden's cash with Burisma, that's a personal.
Well,
matter.
I think the phrase that you're looking for is he is a citizen, or no, a
Private
citizen. That's the word they were
That's
using.
what they said
Private
about
citizen.
Hunter. As Hunter takes a presidential motorcade and Secret Service to his drug-induced gun buying hearing, I don't. And then they turn around, and your leftist friends will turn around and say, well, Ivanka and Jared Kushner got $5 million while they were working at the White House. Okay, I don't know anything about that. And if that's against the law, then prosecute them. But Hunter ought to be in jail.
Well, they did it without cocaine in their nose.
Well,
and they didn't get it from Ukraine.
yeah, we sent $400 million additional dollars the other day to Ukraine. We say that so casually. Now, we're going to get the judge in here in a minute. We're going to talk about 12, 10, 14 million dollars and how much money that is and all the great that can be done with it.
Well, I can't wait for him to get in here. I got a couple of tickets
I don't understand how we can talk about $400 million to Ukraine and it doesn't ruffle any feathers. People are just like, well, we've got to support them. We do?
No, we don't.
Why? Why do we have to? Why do it? $400 million bucks? Where's he going to go shopping? Amazon? Where's he going to spend $400 million? All they're doing is giving that guy he's giving him a parachute when he decides to jump.
They ain't spending it. They ain't spending it. They're putting it into a bunker.
They've got $38
and then when this is over,
billion.
Biden and Hunter will go over there with wheelbarrows and bring it back.
That's exactly right. And it's a deal where we've given them so much money that you can siphon off and funnel back to the Biden regime generational wealth. You could send back $1 billion to the Bidens, and nobody would know.
Well, they split it up how many ways on that? Was it $2 million or something like that? They split up amongst 5 or 6 family members.
So he turns around and says, look, I love this. And I love this gentleman too, although it's amazing. He's like the Maclovio Perez of comments. My man Peter McNally says, you guys are insensitive. Respect the older U.S. senators.
We do. We want them to retire.
Let me tell you this, Peter. Let me get it to you like this. Mitch McConnell should have gone home to Kentucky, my old Kentucky home. Him and Jim Neighbors should have been sitting on the back porch singing together.
Frying chicken.
3 terms ago. This guy's a clown. And he's a Republican, so don't act like I'm being hard on the left.
You know what? We're being hard on somebody who we pay to do it. Well, not us as Texas citizens, but as U.S. citizens. He's doing a job. And if he's not doing the job, we have the right to be critical.
And it's the exact same absolute disdain I have for your president, Joe Biden, who was, even when lucid, he was an idiot.
Well,
and
when
a liar,
he was lucid, he was even more crooked.
A liar, a philanderer, a plagiarizer, pedophile, alleged. Lots of video evidence. At the end of the day, Biden is a criminal who doesn't even know what he's doing, and McConnell has degenerated to the point that he needs to go home and retire. I'm not saying that requires term limits. I'm saying that requires voters. For me to say that I need to have respect, I should have utter disdain for anybody involved in our government, because anything they do that restricts anything I do makes them the enemy. So there you go.
We got visitors.
We do have visitors. Now, 2 things. You see how close I am to this?
Get right up on it.
So don't be afraid of it. There's a camera right there when you want to talk to people. There's one there. You can put what you do is go 3, hit cut, and then go there. So there's Kenneth Sexton.
Okay.
Now hit cut again. And now hit 1. And then hit 3 again. And then when you cut,
split screen.
This is who's on, and that one's who's next. So if the judge is talking, you hit cut, and the judge talks, and the screen on the right is who's visiting with us.
Okay.
So we're thrilled to be joined with my friend and Precinct 4 County Commissioner Kenneth Sexton. Your mic is hot. You may say good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Everybody's
right
good.
up on the mic.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, and you can move that. It's almost an offensive
There we go.
event.
I thought the judge was going to be on this side, so I lowered it way down.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Down to
Yeah.
And there's Judge Zeller. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good to be back. Good to be back. Good to be here, especially with Commissioner Sexton to have and the AC. I tell you, I was in
ain't
this
it
building.
69 degrees in here.
Yeah. That's,
When did y'all get AC back?
This office has AC. Most of the other building apparently doesn't. I was at the Regional Planning Commission yesterday.
Warm
And
as
it was,
toast.
it was a
think-
sauna in there.
I think the whole oh really? Yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought the whole building had AC.
I did too.
Huh.
Squeaky wheel.
No. Well,
Yes,
congratulations on that. And good to be here. And like I say, it's
it
good to
is.
be with the commissioner. We've got a lot of stuff going on. I'll warn you, Kenneth, I was here before you arrived, and they were on a roll criticizing and bashing every elected official out there. So
Sure.
That's okay.
it's our turn right now, and we're ready. We're ready. We're
I'm a
ready.
registered voter.
We love it.
Wade and Carter is very intimidable, so you know that we're going to shrink now in the presence. You know, we can do it from afar, but we're intimidated to do it actually in person.
No.
back down
Actually, the tough questions, the critique.
So I've got the tough
makes
question.
Much better dialogue and conversation. So
I just want to ask you candidly, what is the top thing that you just totally hate about Kenneth Sexton being in the precinct 4 chair? What is I know there's a list, but what's the worst thing?
I was expecting this.
The worst thing of having Kenneth there.
there is nothing that I hate about having the commissioner here. I'll tell you, our court has taken a big step forward. And this year, you've seen a lot of the results of that, the big things that are happening, the big things that are getting done. You know, in any organization, inertia is always the biggest challenge. So it is helpful to have new perspective with skills and competence that Kenneth's brought on board. I tell you, it's a good thing. We've gotten a lot done. We've got those. It's kind of funny. I joke with people up until Kenneth and Jason came on board. I was the new guy, having been there 9 years.
Isn't that something?
But you know, Commissioner Burns has been there. Well, between Commissioner Burns and Garcia and myself, that's 40 years on the court.
Isn't that
Well,
something?
this is Gary's last term, right?
Correct, and there's
Yes.
going to be a new commission.
Yes.
So it is a new era, a new season, one of change, but also growth.
So what
and
you're saying is
opportunity.
there's a point when politicians need to say, "I've had enough," and go home.
There is that,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Definitely.
and it's not, and it's not always an element of age. Sometimes it is, sometimes it
Tenure,
isn't.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Kenneth, welcome to the program. And,
Thank you.
and I've had a question that's been on my mind for you for a while. You know, you're I've known you all our lives,
Right,
basically,
right.
and been friends all that time. And with that said, you join a court, and you're a doer. You build things with your hands. You're a
Mm-hmm.
welder. You visualize things and you make them happen.
Right.
How or has the grind of the court, the pushing through, the inability to make things happen right now, is that a problem? Is it an adjustment, or do you refuse to adjust and say, no, let's do it right now? How do you
Well,
move
you know,
forward?
I've learned through working government. I was kind of warned of that a little bit before I took office, that people knew my personality, knew that when you get with government, things move and work a little differently. I can say that it's exceeded expectations. I think the county has great employees. You know, it's dealing with different things to get the ball rolling, but it's been wonderful. You know, and my guys at the barn, I can't say enough about them. I can pick up the phone, something gets done. You know, it's good. I mean, the things that are lengthy, the deals that we work with right now that are challenging in the court, they can take time. There's a lot of agendas we have that we're working on.
Well,
but-
I'll brag on you for a second, because I know that there was a day I was out at Inez. I took the boys out to do some work for Joey out there at Stockbauer's place. And when I came back, apparently one of those completely sober Inez denizens on Saturday night had pushed over the stop sign right as you come across the tracks to the feeder road of 59. I mean, you'd get killed if you didn't have a stop sign there.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just called Kenneth and I said, we both agreed it's probably a text dot issue, but by the time I went back 3 hours later to pick
He
him
was
up,
back up.
Kenneth had somebody come out there or Kenneth had gone out
No,
there
I didn't. I called my foreman, Greg. Greg went out there on Sunday and
and
went
put
and put it
that
up
sign
himself.
back up.
He took care of it.
And that's, you think of, and I don't think this is a slight to the city, but you do think of the county as being more responsive, more able to jump into the fray and make things happen, whereas the city has to have a meeting and a committee, and then they have to sign off on it.
Well, county government is the closest to the people. Each office is overseen by an elected official that's accountable directly to the voters. There's really no middle layer of bureaucracy. So the county is responsive. And, that story you tell about the commissioner, emblematic of a lot of other things he's done and that we're seeing. Because we've got a lot that's been in the headlines lately, a lot of things that will be soon to be in the headlines. Things from the huge step forward with the funding for this mental health hospital that's going to be built here in Victoria County, to our notice that we will be receiving after years of effort, our public defender office, which is a perpetual ongoing grant funding.
Tell us about that. I know the county provides the courts.
Sure. And folks may be a bit tired of hearing me talk about this, but it is a huge expense and a very important function that we provide. Of course, the Constitution and the Sixth Amendment guarantees that every citizen who's charged with a crime and can't afford an attorney will be appointed one. Constitutional right in most states. That's carried about. That's a function of the state. But in Texas, like with many responsibilities, that's kicked down onto counties, both to fund and to implement. And in Victoria County alone, that's an expense of about $1 million a year, with a lot of logistical hurdles and finding attorneys. We pay private attorneys for this function. Through this grant we've received from the state, by working together with our neighboring counties, 3 other counties, we've been able to secure funding where the state will cover 2/3 the cost of hiring in-house attorneys, in-house staff, and providing this function via the county directly, through county personnel, where we're able to better control and to contain costs, where we're better able to create efficiency in the courts. There's just a lot of advantages. It's been a heavy lift getting it done, but we're there. That's one of the things. We've got others too. We're in budget season right now.
I noticed. You know how I knew it was budget season? I knew it was budget season because you have your red pen in your pocket.
That's the one he carries.
Kenneth says,
I got a blue one.
Kenneth says we need a new truck in the precinct, and Ben takes out his pen and says zoosh, right through that line item.
Well, Dodge has got them on sale right now.
Our precincts, our budget is what it is. And it's our responsibility. We have the allotted budget. I've already done mine, and we don't ask for anything more because more needs to go to general fund, and we can make it with what we've got.
There you go.
And I've learned this first 7 months is a lot just learning the budget. Here, now that we finally got into it, I've really been able to wrap myself around it and learn it really well.
Linda Chris adds that
that's my wife, by the way.
The county really needs a mental health hospital.
Yes, we do.
Tell us what's going on with that.
Yes, we do.
Sure.
Plans?
And that's what we're doing.
that certainly has been a need that's been long recognized, long talked about. The biggest hurdle in achieving that has been accomplished with getting the funding for it. Now that we've caught the car, now we're actively working to put that plan in place. A question that we're going to be looking at is where to locate it. One possibility is
out of town, out there.
Well, possibly.
Yeah.
It's also a possibility that it would be on the campus of Citizens Medical Center. Okay. We see some possible synergy, some overlap in services.
Well, that would be a good place for it.
If it fits.
Right.
There would be some it would be added to an existing structure with a limited footprint. So that's one possibility. The first one we're exploring. I know in the hospital meeting yesterday, Commissioner Sexton brought up the what he sees as a benefit of having it out by Billy T. Catan.
Put it in Bloomington. Then you can just have your locals come on right in.
We've gotten the funding for it.
You can say that, we can't.
We've gotten
Danny
the funding.
Garcia agrees.
He can say that, I won't.
Yeah.
So now it's all the details, the logistics, which that's a complicated process, a lengthy effort. We've got other capital projects that we're doing. We're going to be renovating the old fire station downtown to house this new public defender office. We're going to be demolishing the old uninhabited jail that's falling apart, putting in parking down there as a way to overcome the loss of parking downtown, as well as a way to accommodate these new personnel we'll be bringing on board.
So you're talking about so you've got the courthouse, you've got the annex, and then behind it you have that old fire station right across from the tax office.
This is the
No,
one
across from the jail.
right across from the currently used jail, catty corner, well, next to the historic courthouse, next to
That's
the green
the
space.
jail you're going to tear down. But where's the fire station?
That's the
North
one.
of it.
It's between the annex and the tax office. It's right by the annex, right?
It is
No.
Come over Constitution 1.
catty quarter to
One.
Cold and Easley, right there on the
Yes.
corner.
Oh,
So,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic.
so we're going to be renovating that,
Yeah.
which is a historic structure.
gonna be pretty neat.
And we've got a lot of other capital projects. The sheriff's new facility, the old Guadalupe School, finish out of the old Advocate building, what we call the 311 building. So
I like
a
311
lot,
better than the Advocate
a
building.
lot
I do too.
happening.
I love the 311 building.
A lot going on. A lot of progress at the airport. You know, two of our long established goals, that of hitting 10,000 enplanements and that of getting the federal funding for our runway improvements, are being achieved this year. We're on track to hit that 10,000 emplanement mark, and we've gotten the first phase, the first step of this, what will be a multi-years, multi-million-dollar funding stream to repair those runways. So a lot happening, a lot that.
Well, you know, the Navy
commissioner-
uses those runways quite a lot for
Oh,
touch
yes,
and goes.
absolutely.
Is the federal government
there's-
going to be helping
that's a
because
cash flow thing.
they're putting wear and tear on that airport?
Oh yes, they're funding 90% of this
There
effort.
you go.
Which
They're
which,
funding the
which
Go
is
Navy.
which is the only way that it could be done within 90.
I love Junior's perspective on things because he's absolute. Like he can be
Go
wrong,
Navy.
but he's absolutely committed. Because what we call touch and goes, the Navy will fly over that deal over and over and over and never touch the runway.
Oh, no, they hit.
until they land to go
Right.
get some fuel, which they pay
No.
$85 a
No,
gallon for.
water-
Yeah, we
Whataburger.
love them for that.
Right? Yeah, they
Yeah.
do go to
They
Whataburger.
buy the military buys plenty.
Are there
of
any
fuel.
tough questions online that Commissioner Sexton can
No,
answer?
everybody's left the program. No, I'm
I
kidding.
figured it'd go blank. Yeah, it's county government. You
No,
know.
does it-
Okay, let's
Yeah.
talk about let's go back to the mental health thing. What extent of mental health are we going to be handling there? Are we going to be handling
What color do you want
serious-
your room? What
Yes.
color do you want your curtains? to be?
serious mental health, or are we going to be touching? Sissy had a bad episode this weekend.
No, this will be up to a 60-bed facility that will be run as a
Inpatient.
state hospital, inpatient,
Yes.
which will be serious conditions.
Good deal.
Absolutely.
Well, when I first started nursing, one of the things I did was I got a job at a mental health facility in Oklahoma City, and
They
man,
gave him free housing.
yes, they did. You know, those padded rooms, don't knock them.
I'm about to say the padded room too.
If the pajamas were a little restricted,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but the room was nice.
They'd open the door and say, "What are you doing?" I was just now getting into myself. You know, come on.
No, it's going to be really good for Victoria to have this here. you
Yeah.
know,
Well, when I was nursing here at Citizens, we needed a mental health facility.
yes, and we had one many years ago. You know, and it's good. We won't have to be shipping people to San Antonio, Houston.
Right.
It's touched my life. We have a guy working for us that
Sorry,
was
fell asleep at
homeless,
the wheel there.
You know, that we went and got out of Houston that was having some troubled times, and he works full time for me. You know, and
Works good for the soul. It helps
Darn right.
people sort through
You
the
bet.
he's a good
issues.
guy too. You know, most of these folks they just need a little help.
A lot
you
of
know?
times it's a
And-
chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's.
Yeah. That's one of the exciting things that's going to happen.
I know when I drink too much chemicals, I get imbalanced.
What
It'll make you very unbalanced.
what are you doing, Judge? What's going on anytime? I had somebody the other day go, whatever happened to all that free money they got? Which I know is
There's no such thing as free money.
Right.
There's no such thing as free money. We get one of our big efforts at the county is in order to keep our tax burden on local taxpayers as low as possible, we proactively seek grants, both federal, state, and private. So probably $7 to $12 million a year of what we spend is through grants. So free money, which one?
No, didn't we have some type of a 14, 18
Okay,
million that was
you're
earmarked?
probably referring to ARPA,
Yes,
about
sir.
18
Talking about
million.
ARPA.
Yes. All of that has been committed to various projects. The big ones of that 18 million, and I think we've got this posted on our website, but we put about $5 million into our radio communication system, primarily at the sheriff's office,
Right.
but countywide.
VCS companies.
It was the VCS companies. They do
Absolutely.
great
Well,
work.
if you need a disc jockey for that, let
So
me know.
about $5 million there. $3 million is going to help support the ICU renovation at Citizens Hospital. We've
Very
already
nice.
completed
Yeah.
the ER. This is the ICU.
The ER is wonderful over there.
Thank you.
It is nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
They've done well with that.
About $3 million additionally is going out to the Port of Victoria for their Texas Logistics Center, the infrastructure that's
Is that
going in out there.
railroad and some of that?
Yes, it's about a $25 million overall
If you
project.
build it, they will come.
No, it's
About
it's
$3
a heck of
million
an
there.
It's a great investment.
So that was additionally done. Other items that were included in that were some personnel costs. Let's see, what are we at there on the total amount?
Can you help a little bit with the equipment that we purchased for the road crew?
Okay, there was
Yeah,
some.
a
There was
small- I
some.
mean, it was a very small
There was some
amount, but you helped us
allocated
with some of that.
to road and bridge.
Yes.
So the full amount's been allocated, and I thought we had put, because that's a good question we've been asked, put that on our website with a full breakdown
It's
of
got the breakdown.
of where it's been allocated.
Kenneth, with your experience, what's been the so we talk about road and bridge. I know that
Right.
you maintain and you have to deal with things on the county roads and all
Right.
that. What have you heard from like TxDOT about the condition of the TxDOT bridges in our area?
Well, we get a report. They do a study and they call them off-site bridges, and the state pays to get them fixed or replaced. So we have right now I have 2 in my precinct. Three that are going to get done.
That
Aranosa's
need it,
gonna
huh?
Yes. Well, either because of narrow or they fail engineering standards. The one in Aranosa off Bischoff Road is horrible. I mean, it's got to be replaced. And then we have a couple others.
What's the one on?
Road.
Let's say I get off at Midway, and I get on Old Highway,
Yes.
and I go all the way down. I pass Dr. McNeil's development, and I worm around to the left across that little
That's
bridge.
the next one.
Okay, because
Yes.
there's places you just don't want to break down.
Right.
You can't break down there. It's like
Right,
almost a
right,
one-lane
right.
bridge.
Well, that bridge, the one on Old Highway that you cross to get there, is on the list, and then on Bimbo Road at Garcitas Creek, and that one's going to get raised a lot. It floods. Garcitas Creek gets up 2 foot, and you can't pass through.
Yeah.
It's funny, when we were kids, people just said, well, just don't go that way because it rained yesterday. Now it's
That's
like, well,
pretty
we've
much
got
how
to
it
come
is.
up, and it's got to have suspension
They're a
and
big
lighting.
deal. It's a
and-
big deal with these bridges. The state,
yeah.
I can say the state pays for all of it. They do it through their funds. And we have to match if there's certain dollar amount that goes over, we have to put like 10% or 5%. But all those bridges are being replaced by the state.
Fantastic.
That's nice.
It's not costing the county taxpayers any money.
Well, just that, just trying to manage what's your responsibility, where your budget needs to be spent. Because I imagine if you don't stand up for yourself, the state will let you spend money.
Well,
But-
we're at the fine line with me and them is where the precinct stops and where the state goes.
right.
Like 1686, 444 county roads, where we tie into them. I have been running into some tough situations there. We've actually gone and repaired stuff that's on state right away.
Well, I've
because
found-
I really just got tired of waiting.
Yeah.
So
when
we
you
did
go
it.
to meet with that state guy and he's got on his hard hat and his vest and all that, when you open the door to the truck and 3 or 4 pistols fall out, it usually gets their attention.
Yeah.
Let 'em know the way you're
but
thinking.
I never get to meet them in person, except the ones that we need. We're getting some GLO funding from Harvey, right? It came from Harvey way back. The money that we're
Mitigation
getting.
funds, yeah.
Yes, and we're getting a lot at each of the precincts that we're getting to repair ditches and roads. So it's great. It's great. And I'm working with TxDOT out of Edna right now on some roads in Telfner.
Awesome.
It's going to be another good thing that it's not going to cost our county. It's all taxpayer money, but it's not coming out of us. This fund is going to pay for all of it. It's going to be quite a bit.
Well, it's
But,
been great. I mean, I keep up with you guys and I watch the videos. I don't come to court anymore, but I think the transition was smooth. I think you've done a great
It's
job.
been wonderful.
And
We've been- We're gonna
and
keep doing
I
good
enjoyed
things.
your predecessor, and at the same time,
I did too.
I think that the transition's been good and it's refreshing. It's a fresh not necessarily direction, but just a fresh set of legs to carry it forward.
You know, if I can throw one thing in, if you don't mind,
Sure,
to use this platform for one of my, you know, you asked earlier about challenges. My biggest problem is dumping on the road. It's all 4 precincts, but in mine, I've had 10 very big trash dumps.
Just stop doing it, people.
I mean, stop doing it.
Just stop doing
The
it.
thing maybe a lot of people don't know is that we have a courtesy station at the airport. It's open on Wednesday and Saturdays, 8 to 4. Nominal fee. I have instructed them if somebody pulls up and says, I don't have $5, dump it anyway, because you know it's going to be in our ditch.
Exactly.
And, you know, I wish people would utilize that more.
Doing that for the county. Yeah.
Recycle free, dump metal free. The only thing that's
refrigerators?
No.
Okay.
No appliances.
No
Who do you
appliances.
call for that?
You know, no, wait a minute. We do take those, but they have to have the Freon taken out of them. I believe we're not going to do that.
Okay.
You know, and no furniture, no household
No
furniture.
furniture.
Only because
What if you break it up beforehand?
Yeah, if you chop it up pretty good, you're okay.
old
But,
Yeah,
but if
if
you
it's
bring,
old
you bring
scraps.
grandma's couch in and throw it, we don't have room. We can't, you know, in the boxes we can't hang all that. So, and you know, and for everybody to know, my number's 550-1809.
Just quit littering
can call
in
me.
our county.
I've
Stop
noticed that
littering.
on 447 too. We've had some dumps out there.
Yeah, We've been knock on wood. I mean, we haven't really had anything to speak of since May. I made a Facebook post about it. I'm not saying that's the reason why, but since May we haven't had anything very significant like we were before.
And it's a good thing, Commissioner, you mentioned what you offer out there at the precinct, because I think a lot of people don't know that that's available.
I agree.
That's a lot cheaper, a lot closer, a lot easier than going out to the landfill. It's significant. You go out to the landfill, you've got to either buy a hard hat and vest or bring a hard hat and a vest. Most people probably don't have a hard hat in their garage, so you've got to pay the $9 to buy one out there. You pay, what is it,
I
$30?
bet they love that.
Yeah.
Go out
This
to
is the
this
service we
courtesy
provide.
station. It's what, $7, $8, $10
Right,
for a
right.
pickup load.
Now, is that
Cheap-
brush included too?
Yes.
Cheaper than calling that number in the paper, we haul junk.
Yeah.
No, take it to the courtesy station. It's a service that's available to anybody, all of our 94,000
Now,
residents.
wait a minute. If you call the We Haul Junk or the people who remove it, they clean your yard for that price. So that's almost worth it for me.
Well, a lot of those services may well be going to the courtesy station.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
It could be. You
So-
know, we have 2 large roll-off boxes. We can hold quite a bit, but after Saturday they're both full.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, and
So that's Saturdays and
You know,
Wednesdays.
Saturday and Wednesday 8 to 4.
One of the
8 to 4.
updates I asked Ash, I said, like yesterday, they'd been in Charlotte, South Carolina, and they were going to drive to Savannah, Georgia. And I said, how far is he? He goes, Victoria to Waco, 3.5 hours. I said, yeah, but that's easy because you haven't seen that country. Everything will be new and fun. We're driving from here to Waco is just a butt whooping,
Right.
Especially around Lot.
And he made the comment.
Yeah.
He said the one thing I've noticed in this part of the country is no litter. And I said, well, do they have their convicts out there picking it up, or what's the deal? He goes, I haven't seen any, but there's no litter. He goes, it reminded me that Texans have a tendency, or those traveling through Texas have a tendency to litter. Yeah. So
It's a sad fact here in
It's a sad
Victoria.
fact.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of litter, a
Let's
lot of
just
trash.
quit.
A lot of people who don't take
bring it to the-
responsibility
bring it to
for a
the
lot
courtesy
of
station. I'll
different.
take
Well,
it.
right
Don't
now
throw
is
it in the
not
ditch.
the time to be flicking cigarettes out the window either because
No.
we're in a burn ban.
Yes,
We are in a burn ban.
We
We're
are.
still in a burn ban. It's dry. It's
Water
hot.
We
restrictions.
need rain
Yeah.
bad, please.
anything else that you want to share?
That's the main thing I want.
Always run for office. Tell them right now when the next election is and that you want their vote.
Every target you miss is the one you don't shoot at.
There you go.
That's right.
Great stuff. Folks, these guys are very, very accessible, not just here on the program. You can always send
We
your
are.
questions
I know
to
I
us.
am.
I'm disappointed we didn't have any tough questions.
Yeah.
I expected.
All right. Who played Wally on Leave It to Beaver?
I don't know.
Tony Dow.
Tony Dow.
Hello.
How do y'all know that?
Scott
Because
Tompkins.
we got a
Because I
head
watched
full
the
of
family.
mush.
Scott Tompkins says, I got a hard hat and a vest. I love going to jobs with a clipboard and just walk around and see the reaction of the workers.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Gentlemen, we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for having us.
And two, cut. And you're always more than welcome. You're
Thank
invited.
you.
And Kenneth, great. It's been over a year, but hadn't it?
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
Probably.
glad you can finally make it in.
Me too.
It was a pleasure meeting you,
Good.
sir.
Good
We'll
to
put
be
you
here.
on the regular. We'll get the Precinct 4 update. So,
Okay. I want to make a website for Precinct 4 to help
absolutely.
people know. So,
Your Eminence, thank you as
Good to
always,
be
sir.
here. Appreciate y'all and the
Thank y'all.
listeners out here.
I'll talk to you this week.
Good group.
All right, you guys
Appreciate
be good.
it.
Stay away from the red pen, Kenneth.
Hey, will we see you at next bingo?
Possibly.
Bingo's fun.
You
Palace
need to come
Bingo.
and have fun with us at bingo. That goes
Hey.
for you, too. Come
Thanks,
join us.
guys.
I'd love to.
It's in your precinct, Palace Bingo. Y'all be good.
How do you like
See
that
later.
segue, huh?
That's a nice segue. We gotta give a couple of attaboys to some great sponsors that allow us to have folks like Judge Zeller and Kenneth Sexton on. The Atzenhofer dealership since 1926. The Chopping Block. Yesterday, I don't know what they're doing today. Google up Chopping Block on your Facebook, and you folks can do this as well. Yesterday they had brisket nachos that just looked off the chain, and they also had like a loaded baked potato with brisket parfait, and it was a big old glass, and it had cheese and potato and brisket, and it just
So
looked.
that's what that is.
It looked ridiculous. Go by the Chopping Block, North Navarro on the right inside the loop, and you'll see their smoke trailer out there. Sean Neely will be there cooking something, and the food is just crazy. After that, reach out to Armor Air for all your air conditioning needs. 579-0966. Let them come out. They also do emergency plumbing. They can come out and do clean your coil, check your dryer, make sure that all the stuff is working to keep your AC properly working during this heat. White Trash Services, you heard them mentioned by the commissioner, 550-1826. You need a roll-off dumpster, give them a call, or trash service in Victoria and the 6 contiguous counties in Karnes City and Kennedy and Las Vegas, Nevada. And then USA Concrete Coating, of course, 578-HOME gets you Charlie Garcia, the singing cowboy. He will help you with all of your coating needs. You want to spruce up a pool deck. You want to make a patio look good again. You want to do a craft room where you have carpet right now. Reach out to USA Concrete Coating. They do Astros. They do Rangers decals or Rangers logos, whatever you want, they can do it. And then Wind Services for turnkey generator service. Trusted by Ash, trusted by others. Reach out to Wint for a under $6,000 generator, whole house generator, AC, refrigerators, all of it. And then they'll also do all the installation. So
There's not a menu for the day.
there you go. We'll find out what's going on in the next couple of days and keep bringing you the great. I go by Chopping Block. If I want fresh boudin, I mean, they make it fresh, and it is
I like boudin.
phenomenal. I want to thank you folks for listening to us today. Thank you for being in. Keep your ears open. Keep your,
Finger on the pulse.
just keep an idea. Linda Chris talking about Nancy Pelosi says, I have so little respect for her, but can see what, I'm not even going to discuss it with you. People can see what she is. Stop defending someone who should have been out of politics long ago.
Amen.
Absolutely. I don't understand.
Well, and look at Dianne Feinstein. She's so old that when she took office, we only had one port, and Noah pulled into it.
Yeah. Well, look at Peter McNally said, she thinks before she makes statements. That's how you get people to pay attention. No, it's not. I'd like to know what Peter thinks about Sheila Jackson Lee, AOC,
Maxine
Waters. Maxine Waters saying, get up in their face, confront Republicans. And now they're
That's
like,
right.
going, oh, no, don't say anything bad about a Democrat. Unbelievable. The
Can't take the
hypocrisy-
heat. Get out of the kitchen.
The hypocrisy of the left is the worst thing in this nation.
Well, it's Saul Alinsky. We were talking about that before the show.
There you go.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Bye, folks. Love you.
Well, I've been kicked out.